All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. Hey, want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live. Hey, it's Saturday afternoon, just before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, I can see my camera for a moment there went out of fix. But anyways, Lions just got some great news just minutes ago. Just hit the wire. Let's get into it. Not going to make this the longest piece ever for you. Lions announced roster moves. Waived safety Eric Hollett and linebacker Ty Summers. You have to feel for Ty Summers. This guy gets cut every other day, it feels like. Of course, I guess the other side of that is he keeps coming back. But great news for the Detroit Lions is we all get it. Lions are going to play, come tomorrow, 3 very impactful, meaningful games for the rest of their season, for their playoff seeding, or a chance to get back in the playoffs, right, since currently you're on the outside looking in for the NFC North, etc. But the great news, Khalil Dorsey, hey, he's going to be back with the team. Same with starting number 1 cornerback, DJ Reed. From reserve/injured, both removed from the game status report. Also, elevated tight end Anthony Fisker from the practice squad. This is something that had been anticipated, speculated all week long to the active roster. Now, for everybody out there, I get the Las Vegas has the Lions winning this game comfortably. But as we also know, Lions fans, nothing has come comfortable for this team, with maybe the exception of the Week 2 blowout of the Chicago Bears. Every game is monumentally important from here on out. We've talked ad nauseum this season. The Lions, man, they just can't seem to get all 3 phases of the game going at the same time. The special teams, the offense, the defense. One week, one gets going, another one may drop off. But make no mistakes about it. We get it. The Giants, they may be amongst the worst teams in the NFL right now, but they've also been incredibly competitive in a ton of their losses. We also know Jackson Dart is not going to go in this game. We know that they've got a couple of receivers out. All that being said, we also understand the magnification of this game and then 4 days later facing the Green Bay Packers. The fact that it would appear you're going to have Dorsey back, Reed back, Terrion Arnold back, for the Green Bay Packers is huge. We get it. You gotta win that game, no bones about it. We also get that getting them back on the field from a coaching standpoint, conditioning standpoint, comfortability, getting the rust off, however you want to call it. But we get it that having those 2 cornerbacks, Dorsey and then DJ Reed back this week, that's a mammoth win for this team. It's also, as we bring up the same thing we're going to probably do every week on this show and every other show you watch, there's 7 games left in the playoffs. The Lions are on the outside looking in. You look at these next 3 games. How just important is it that the Lions have 3 home games in a 17-day span? They've got every advantage going their way. You win tomorrow. You win against the Packers. You win against the Cowboys. You are now sitting at 9-4, and I would put some pretty good money on it if I was a gambler, saying that the Lions are probably in first place in the NFC North at that point, and probably somewhere around the number 3 seed in the NFC. DJ Reed, for those who maybe don't remember, he's been out a while, was clearly playing like the best cornerback on the Detroit Lions, having one heck of a game against the Cleveland Browns when unfortunately that hamstring kind of snapped on him. Thankfully, it didn't require surgery. Thankfully, he's back on the field, and thankfully, he's going to have now a game to prepare before facing the Green Bay Packers. And, hey, give the Cowboys some credit here. They do have a pretty good high-power offense. It's my anticipation, what we see today, probably about 48 hours after the Lions win against the Giants tomorrow, you're probably going to get news that a gaggle of other Lions are going to be back in the mix going down the stretch here. We're probably going to get news that Josh Pascal is going to be activated. Marcus Davenport is going to be activated. Miles Frazier probably going to, in my humble opinion, from everybody I talk to and everybody I don't talk to but pay attention to on the journalism circuit online or whatever, all saying the same thing about Miles Frazier. The dude can play, and he's probably going to step in. Whether you think he's going to start or not, I'm not going to put that on him, but I do think he's going to make a meaningful impact on the Detroit Lions offense during the closing part of the regular season and then obviously the playoffs. Lions are getting healthy at an incredibly good time, and I haven't even mentioned Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph, you guys have all seen the videos this week. He's out there running. He's not showing any further inflammation in the knee. That's a huge thing. The knee isn't swelling up after workouts, so that means, my humble opinion, I don't think he's going to play against Green Bay. Maybe he does, but he's probably back against the Cowboys would be my anticipation. So let that sink in. You're getting 2 big players here tomorrow. Why does Khalil Dorsey matter? I get he's not going to start, but he's going to help that special teams out a ton. It would also be my further opinion that probably around the Green Bay Packers or the Dallas Cowboys, Malcolm Rodriguez is back, and now you have two more aces in the hole on special teams. Let's not forget against Minnesota Vikings, if the special teams wasn't as porous, the Lions probably win that game. And I think to a certain degree, if you want to be real revisionist and go back to the Green Bay Packers, you can even say the Philadelphia Eagles game. I think we might have won that game with a little bit better special teams coverage and return ability. These impact players that are coming back, and yes, I call them impact because they're going to help the defense, you're going to help the offense, you're going to help the depth of the team, you're going to help the special teams. That's all three phases of the game. Lions have a seven-game sprint to the end zone to get to the playoffs. In my humble opinion, I think the Lions are going to win the boatload of it, get to the, I don't know if they're going to win the NFC North. I believe they will. I don't know. I do think, that they're going to make it to the playoffs, and a lot of that is they are getting healthy at the right time. I get some of the guys I mentioned are unknown quantities, like Malcolm Rodriguez, since we haven't seen him in a year. I think if they're going to put him back in the field, he's going to help the depth of the linebacker position. He's going to help the special teams. And yes, as we all know, he has played some fullback and tight end for the Lions in the last couple of years. Could he return to that? I don't know, but I think it's a possibility. If nothing else, you have more flexibility with him out there. As far as Frazier, I think some goal line packages, short yardage packages, he's probably going to come in and he's going to probably maul some people. Everybody who watched that kid in college, everybody who's watched him in the last week and a half, 2 weeks with the Lions have all said the same thing. He's a bulldozer, and he gets to the second level. What do I mean by second level? He gets one dude to the ground, and he goes and headhunts another dude to the ground. So that's what I mean by a bulldozer. I really like where the Lions are going. It doesn't matter if you don't take care of the ball. It doesn't matter if you don't stop the other team. That's coaching 101, speak 101. But for those watching, the fact that you're going to get one of the better cover corners in the league, who also is great at run support, DJ Reed, that's huge. Getting Clea Dorsey back, another gunner on the sidelines who helps bring people down from running kickoffs back or punts back, that's massive. Malcolm Rodriguez, Zach Cunningham, when he returns, he's probably another week and a half, 2 weeks out. But he's also like Rodriguez. He's hunting people down. He's bringing them down special teams. That would help greatly a couple aspects of this team. And I think going down the stretch here, again, I don't always foretell the future like Dan O'Damas on the morning show, but I do tell you this. I think the Lions got a real good shot to win 6 of these 7 games, maybe all 7. Duker, I'll get to you real quick, and then I got to get out of here and back to work. For those who don't know, I am working on a video. Maybe it comes out late tonight. My guess is probably tomorrow. It would be an actual video. It won't be a live. It'll be up there. But I do think it's probably going to be about 15 to 30 minutes long, and I think it'll be kind of fun for you guys to look at. Just say, Kay, I was hoping we'd get a few back this week before Thanksgiving. Sounds like you're going to get your wish, my friend. Jeff, Davenport, and Reed. Reed and Clea Dorsey. Dave Bing, Reed, and Dorsey, I believe. Yeah, there he goes. Jeff Panku, Mr. Dan, I did listen to a podcaster who stated Frazier would greatly help the protection on Goff. Do you believe so? I don't know. I try to listen to other people's stuff. I just always have time to get all of them. I know John Macaron of SI.com. He does go to practices. The only problem with anybody in media nowadays, if you go to the Lions practices or any NFL team's practices, you really get to watch them stretch, do some stuff individually. You don't actually get to watch the drills. But from all those people, from all the people that probably shouldn't say stuff that do, it does sound like he is. Whether it's going to be this year or next year, we'll see. But it does sound like he's going to be a win for the Lions. Let's see, Jessica, doing a game show tomorrow, Coach? Yeah, I'll do a live for the game tomorrow, 1 o'clock. So probably go on air around 12:30, about 30 minutes before the game. Buddy, hey, how's the Pride of Paw Paw, Michigan going? Hello, and hello, buddy. Clark, in your opinion, we have a solid chance to sweep the final 7 games. I'll go with that. I do think we're going to lose 1. I don't think you can lose more than 2. If you lose more than 2, I don't think you're making the playoffs this year in the NFC. 2 is real iffy. If you lose 1, I think you're in. France, hey, buddy. There you go, buddy. Reed back is huge. I agree with that. Hey, France says, buddy, watching Wolverines. I bet you are, my friend. Mr. Detroit City, Coach Dan, 2027. I'll go with that. Or 28. I'll take both. How about that? Duncan is an angel. Okay, buddy. Pistons tonight. Yeah, they've been on a tear, haven't they? Marcus, here we go. Exclamation point. Good to see you, my friend. The Ronin. How are you doing? Hey, Coach, exclamation point. What's the news? And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. At least that's what G.I. Joe taught me when I was growing up. Giovanni Lyons II. Woo! I'll take that. Let's see, David. What up, though, Coach and Duke Crew? I like Summers, but we are getting really healthy. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the kid. Obviously, Lions like him a lot. They bring him back all the time. but there are some better options, it would appear. The Rona return of Rodrigo and Curbs, yes, I think we're pretty close to it. And obviously not this week, but I think within the next 10 days. How about that? Scott, what's up? Dan, thanks for the info. Anytime, my friend. Pierce, does DDI have like a week left on his clock? Yeah, something like that. Pierce, my opinion, Monday or Tuesday, he's back with the Lions. Just my opinion. We'll find out. Michael, hey, Duke Crew and Coach Dan, back at you. How you doing? The Ronan, okay, AI will take those two. I will take those two too. Duncan, who will be playing Thursday? That I don't know. We'll probably find out or have a pretty good idea Tuesday evening, if not Wednesday. How about that? Ronan, the Vikings game was one to regret. Yeah, 100%. The only game I really feel like we let one get away, although I guess you could say this about all the Lions games this year, the losses, we've let them all go. We could have won the Green Bay game, in my opinion, as poorly as we played. Same with Philadelphia. Even the KC game, I thought we had our opportunities. We just, unfortunately, didn't take advantage. The Minnesota one, to your point, yeah, that one's going to hurt. Buddy Kinko, defense is getting better. I agree. Marcus, still got to play the game. Exclamation point. Well said, my friend, like a coach. Southwest, we come out guns blazing after a loss. We don't play around. It's a wrap. I like it. I like it indeed. Buddy, get the offense going is huge. I agree with that. Man, if it was me, every play, first drive, flea flicker. Marcus Davin Hurt will come back next week with TA. Probably accurate. The run, we can get a 9-4 real fast. We can get to that. DJ Jazzy Reed. Yes, indeed. I know where you're going with that. Day, what do you got? Losing to a team like the Eagles doesn't bother me, but if we lose to the Giants, pushing the panic button is probably in order. That seems extremely unlikely too. Yeah. And I get right at this point, I think the Giants have something like 25, 28, don't hold me to that, pending free agents. A lot of those guys, that's, to me, I get the teams down. They're not making the playoffs. They haven't been mathematically eliminated, but we get it. At this point in the year, they're eliminated. The other part of it is, like I said, 25, 28 other guys pending free agents. Those guys are trying to go out there and put stuff on film for their agents to use to get them a contract next year. So, to me, that's a dangerous combination. The Ronan, I think Kirby returns for Green Bay. I hope you're right. That would be great for that, buddy. Pack and Rams going to be tough. I think so. Maybe they should keep Davenport in shrink wrap until the playoffs. Might have to, man. Bubble boy him. Bo Booth, 13-4 is still in the air. Woo! Wouldn't that be something if we make that happen? Marcus, Michigan will upset OSU next week in the pickleball. That might be accurate. The run of Miles Frazier was one of my mock picks, too. And I know you had a few of the mock picks correct. Duncan, turf toe, all left leg injuries. There you go. Dolo Dynamite, get Glasgow off my team. Probably will at the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to happen in season. Yada, yada, badass. Good to see you, my friend. As always, what up, though, coach? Exclamation point. Who coming back, coach? Now you know. At least you should probably know by now. But if you didn't, Kalia Dorsey, DJ Reed. The Ronan Paul, Bo, we are due for a run. I think you're right. The Professor, Kurt Steele, Rodrigo is playing tomorrow. Oh, I got that one wrong. My bad. Dolo Dynamite, or put him in depth. Yes, you got some depth there. Marcus, do something mean to a Giants fan you don't know. All right, we might have to end the show with that one. Pierce, get Davenport out of here. Probably will after the season. Dave, what do you got? I wouldn't risk any injured players till the Packers game on Thursday. Maybe that's what they'll do. But it can't go all on defense, all hands on deck. How about that? The Ronan, all of our losses have been self-imposed wounds and questionable play calls. I'll go with that. Yeah, 100%. Duncan, Cleve Raymond gets a punt return for a TD and a passing TD. Ooh, that'd be a good game. I don't know anything about betting or prop bets, but I guess that one would pay off pretty well. Paul, Rodrigo is a special teams ace. And for those, before I forget, for those who don't know, somebody sent me out, oh gosh, I don't even remember, in the morning show, right after the show ended. For those of you whose names have been changed in YouTube, there's a way you can change them back. There's a link you can go to. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who sent me that this morning. Bus driver Brent sent it to me. If he found it, maybe on tomorrow morning show, ask him, just put it in the comment section. Marcus, Pierce Sargent, that's Devin Hurt to you. Might be Everett, the Ronan, Marcus, Southwest, hit that like and subscribe, please. Marcus, Davin Glass, Devin Hurt, DDI, does it matter? He's hurt all the time. And Marcus is laughing, the Ronan, our special teams have given up some big return chunks, yes, and a very big blocked field goal. This team plays really well on the road, arguably better than they play at home, so a wild card wouldn't necessarily preclude a Super Bowl run. The team can play with anyone. I agree with that. And you did hear a lot of the Philadelphia players talk about that. They knew they were going to have to play one of their best games of the season in order to survive the Lions. All right, Duncan Taylor Decker is strong at tackle, draw play. Let's see what they do. Superfan Hutch, sup fellas, DJ Demon Reed, and thanks for sending me the heads up on it. Hey, for those who don't know, Superfan Hutch helps me out a ton, staying on top of stuff. So props to you, my friend, as always. Marcus, if he comes back to play lights out, we have to start Davenport and fan club. There we go. If he plays lights out, yeah, get that fan club going. Let's see, Buddy Kinko, love to have a good defense. Who doesn't? Mark, go Lions. Bo, Dorsey, special teams help Ronan. The game versus the Rams will be huge. It will be. But the nice part is, think about this. When we get done with the Cowboys, we're going to have 10 days to rest, prepare, and focus on that game. Duncan, we need 4 wins ideally. That would be great, wouldn't it? Buddy Kinko, are these guys in game shape? I would think so if they're going to put them in. Dave Frazier was better at pass pro than run blocking coming out of college. I think you are right. Southwest Lions are just fine. Pierce, Marcus, that will take years playing well for that. I'll go with that. Duncan, stretching the cold air, 15 minutes. Okay, Marcus laughing. Dolo, how many do Bears lose? I think they're going to lose at least 3, maybe 4 going down the stretch, and obviously one of those would be a Lions loss. Pierce, if Rodgers plays, they lose both. They might be. And the Bears are going through some injuries right now. Marcus, can I get a Dan point? How about like that? I will point up for you. Superfan, can't wait to see that ovation tomorrow at the game for DJ Reed. Pierce, Rodgers owns the Bears. Yes, he does. Dolo, Rodgers said he's playing because it's the Bears. He said it. How about that? Pierce Sargent. Dolo, again, he owns them. He does. I know, right? Yeah, and I can't remember. I think it was like 4 years ago. I think it was maybe his last year in Green Bay or whatever it was. In Soldier Field, I think he scored a running touchdown, went right over to the sidelines, did the WWE wrist belt or whatever, championship belt, said, I own you. That was a great one. Dynamite. We own the Bears, laughing out loud, and Kirby is AR fathers. He is Aaron Rodgers' fathers. Buddy, the defense better, mean the Lions do not have to score as much. That would be great. Marcus, in knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. That's where I learned that indeed. Dolo, definitely special teams needs to step up. I like the way you're thinking. Ludell, I like Fisker at tight end also. I think they do too. Clearly they do. Let's see, Dolo Dynamite to Hassan to show me something. Pause. I hope Hassani can step up at some point. We haven't seen him yet, though. Superman Hutch, always keep Almighty the Dream, the defensive end, and Hutch, and keep Tyleek in the middle. I think they will keep Tyleek in the middle, but obviously they're moving Aleem the Dream at times out the defensive end. Southwest, I want to see us battle Ben for the division. Great story. Maybe the NFL made the Lions take a dive. Let's hope they don't. Buddy Kinko, bye-bye. We'll see you next time, my friend. Ian, BTA tomorrow. Let's go. Let's put that belt to the butt, indeed. All right, guys, if there is breaking news later today, get to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you would be so kind, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit all the buttons. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. I just got to find that button, and the button is there.